Gather, thank you so much. We're talking about the nation's loneliness epidemic, but more than talking about it, we're doing something about it. We're sharing ideas and tips and ways that people have combated. Our next guest is a friendship expert and has spent her entire career helping people understand the importance of meaningful connections and how we can achieve them. Take a look at her journey.
We know more people than any time in history, and yet we feel very much like we have nobody to confide in. Our social networks just keep growing and growing and growing, and yet so too do our doubts about whether we actually have a safety net and who would be in it should we need it. Modern day loneliness is not because we need to interact more. It's because we need more intimacy.
Please welcome best-selling author of Friendships Don't Just Happen, Shasta Nelson. Thank you so. I love this title. Friendships Don't Just Happen.
Unfortunately.
You've been talking about this for so many years. This is your life's work. When you talk about intimacy, what do you mean by that?
I know, we always go right to sex, right?
Not mine.
No, it's that feeling we want where we want to be seen. We want to be known. We don't want just more social life. We want to feel like you know me and you love me.
You have several questions that you pose, reflections, and this can help lead to more love, more friendship. First reflection, what am I most afraid of being judged about?
That holds us back in
Why
big
is that an
ways.
important question?
We're so afraid of rejection. At the end of the day, that's why we're not calling, that's why we're not initiating. We don't want to be judged. We want to be loved and accepted, and we're so scared to do anything that might risk us feeling judged.
I agree. The next one, when do I tend to feel the most lonely in my life? When do you feel the most lonely in your life? Why is it important to answer that?
Well, what's so important is to realize we all feel lonely on a regular basis. It's like feeling hunger. It's not a bad thing to feel hungry, right? But it's a bad thing to feel hungry and not get the need met. So it is important for us to realize, when am I lonely? Does it happen when I'm scrolling Facebook?
When are you most lonely?
I'm most lonely when I'm in a big crowd. I'm at a social networking event where I need to feel like I want to impress. And I know that when I go into impress mode, I'm less likely to connect mode. And so for me, it happens when I want everybody to like me. And so it's harder to just like be relatable and just be vulnerable and be seen. And so that's
I'm that way. I go to big events. People will, my team knows this. I will find one person and stand there and talk to you all night long. Because I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of people saying, oh, well, she's different on TV. Or that. And you isolate. All right, the next one is, if I could make a wish in my relationship for this year, it would be. I thought that was a beautiful question. I think if I could make a wish in my relationships, I wish that I can be more present. Because you're working and you're doing things, and when you're sitting down with my friends, I want to lock eyes.
Beautiful.
I just want to vibe.
Yes,
I just
beautiful.
want to vibe.
Beautiful. It's so good because if you're going to take the time, you may as well actually make sure the time is worth it, right? And this is a big one because for some of us, we might need to meet people because we just moved to a new area. But for some of us, we know enough people, and we just need to go, how can I deepen the relationships of the people I already know?
Giving people what I want, which is that connection. You're outstanding. Thank you so much for being on the forefront of this conversation. To learn more about Shasta's friendship talks and coaching, you can check out her website and Instagram. You'll see it there. So Tam Fam, I really believe in the practice of mindfulness, and Calm is a mental health brand with the #1 app for meditation, relaxation, and sleep. I subscribe to it. It has a library of personalized tools to help manage stress and anxiety and live a more meaningful connection with community. And I love this part. Calm even has a combating loneliness meditation with the Surgeon General, who was just here. And guess what? Before you applaud, this is something I subscribe to. I love it, and I adore it, and I share what I love. Tam Fam in the audience, our friends at Calm are giving you a year subscription. Everybody in the audience getting a 1-year subscription.